Happy Fatwood Friday, everybody. 24th of September in crazy times. Got a little Fatwood video to do. It's very windy, but we'll get through, I'm sure. I quit my job today and was meant to start a new one on Monday, and they've just called me and they wanted me to start tomorrow, so I said yes. And then literally 10-15 minutes after that, I got a couple of messages coming in that there's going to be a rally in the city tomorrow, so I extremely wanted to go to that. Don't know, I think I'm going to be going to work. Not going to let them down. I gave them my word on my first day. Then I found out afterwards. I feel like I'll be letting down both sides either way, but anyway, I'll go to work, do my thing, try and get out of there early, and I'll try and get to the march if I can. So anyway, a little bit more on that. We've seen that it's just ridiculous what's going on down there in Melbourne, and Sydney's not too far behind it. And as much as I've had troubles with the cops in the past, and I'm definitely not a fan, I do have to give credit where credit is due, and so far we haven't seen any of the violence in that in Brisbane, Darwin, Perth, Western Australia, Adelaide and South Australia. And the media is reporting one side saying how the protesters are violent, etc, etc. But if you look at the times when all of the violence kicks off, it's when the riot squads come down, itching for a fight, dressed in their riot gear, in all the other states of Australia, Brisbane included. And thank you again to our police and everywhere else. Is walk beside us, not hand in hand like agreeing or anything like that, but they're not turning up in riot gear, standing in front of you, provoking us. So it's no different to when you got a big thug in a room, you walk into a pub and a thug's like staring you down. If that thug wasn't staring you down, there'd be no fight. Okay, this isn't a lesson that those cops down there want to learn. They're grubs. So I'm extremely thankful for our coppers up here for not doing that. Yesterday, news broke out that apparently the cops up here have been given a 2-week deadline to have their vaxes done, or they got no job. And I seen the police spokesman for the union saying yesterday that they're not happy. They potentially may lose 10% of the police force, and I've heard other rumours earlier on in the week saying the same thing. So if that is the case, excellent, and I really do hope that the cops in the other states can keep cool heads, and I don't want to see my town, my state, my country going into shit because of these grubs up here. So 100% support for everybody down there for pushing back and not taking it. So my fire is for these guys, in honour of these guys, and especially the people in Melbourne. Like, I don't watch the media, or I don't go down rabbit holes, especially anymore anyway, and not interested. I know enough. And people are saying that Melbourne's been the most locked down city, anywhere. So don't know how true that is. I'm sure there's an element of truth to it, but I can't confirm it 100%. But if that's the case, and they're the most locked down, I was also told yesterday that allegedly we have far more suicides from depressed people and that from the lockdowns than the vaccines and the COVID combined. So what health is more important? The one where elderly people are dying, or it seems like the majority are dying from the suicides? I don't know, it's crazy. I don't believe anything at all. I'm just so over it. You know, it's madness, and we have to make a stand. We have to make a stand, and that's all there is to it. This can be handled so differently. So anyway, let's get on with the fire, and I've got a couple little things here. Thanks. Here we go. The Haltifers, my all-time favourite striking knife now. The Haltifers heavy duty. One and done. Right, about 2 weeks ago, when I bought my Tramontina machetes from the shop that I bought those from, which is down under camping at Moss Street and Slacks Creek in Brisbane. I seen he had Smith's products on his wall, but he didn't have any of these Pack Power, the cheese grater tinder makers. I told him about them. We brought up a couple of YouTube videos on his computer, and he said that he was going to order some. Well, he did. One of my good mates, Aussie Chris, gave me a call today or a text message and told me that he happened to be there, seen one, and he bought one. So old mate's obviously listened to my suggestion. Got stock of them, and I seen there was about 6 of them. I bought one in support of him for, you know, listening to customers' feedback. So good on you, man. That's down under camping in Moss Street in Slacks Creek. So $23 Australian. So if you're in Brizzy, especially if you're on the south side of Brizzy, save yourself some postage, and there you go, 23 bucks. Awesome, and good on someone for stocking them. As far as I know, they're the only person that I could find in Brisbane that's got them. So yeah, good on you guys. And the knife for today is a Martini from Finland. A good mate of mine, Ben. He's over in England. He's been gallivanting all around Europe for the last few years. And when he was in Finland, you know, we've had a couple of chats about knives. I didn't actually know he was into knives, and he didn't know that I was into them, but when we did get chatting, he was obviously nice enough to think of us when he was in Finland, and I was telling him about Scandi grinds, and he went into their shop that's been around since 1928, I believe it is. Yeah, 1928, and got me a little Scandi. So this is it. It's in the raw finish. That looks like it's probably very close to 4 inch, maybe 3 3/4 inch to 4 inches. It's very light. Not sure, is that birch? Curly birch or something like that, the handle. very lightweight, and I haven't used this at all. This is, you know, a gift from him that came all the way from Finland. So yeah, I'm not going to thrash on this one. I've got plenty of other thrashers. It's got a little dangler on a little D clip there. So thanks, Ben, thanks for this. Yeah, cool for just another little genuine Scandi for the collection. Got a couple of kookaburras just up on the antenna of the roof there. Hopefully they'll kick off. But yeah, so guys, that's it. Thanks a lot.